everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be back with you. Today I'd like to talk about part 2 on giving up, or potentially you want to give up if you want to give up on manifesting a specific person back into your physical reality. I feel like this topic we have a lot to unpack here, so I am going to talk about it, keep on talking about it. Let's see how many parts we can do here. So, before I jump in, if you need one-on-one coaching, the contact information is in the description box. Okay, so let's get into this. The reason, I'd like to start with the reason you feel like you're forced to, you have to give up on manifesting a specific person is because your 5 senses have been open to the physical world. So your judgment is solely depending on, is there any movement? Am I doing the right thing? If there is any movement, is it quality movement? If it's not quality movement, then you feel disappointed, you are exhausted, you feel hopeless, and you're worried. So the reason is because you focus too much on the current 3D reality. And if you know anything about my teaching, my advices, the way I manifest is I shut whatever I manifest, whomever I manifest, I shut 3D all the way down, because there is just no point to be tapping into my inner world, the 4D world, while picking at the 3D. It's totally a waste of energy, and it's totally a waste of your focus. It's just a waste of everything. It is not a part of helping you conscious manifesting your specific person back, or anyone else for that matter. So shutting the 3D all the way down, that is the reason you have not been able to do so. That's the reason you feel weary, you're exhausted, and you're tired. You feel, how come this is not working for me? So if this is you, it's okay, right? We can always be refocusing on what feels right, what feels good, and what feels fulfilling, what feels true. It might not feel as true just yet because you have not been dwelling, have not been practicing, soaking and saturating in this inner state of feeling. This is going to come about. We're happy, we're going to be happy together. So if you keep on checking back in, then 3D is starting to fade into the background, so much so that you will cease to consider to make it a big deal altogether after to some people a short period of time, right? Because once you tap in, it feels so vivid, it feels so real, then you are totally bought into your inner conversation, imagination, imaginal acts. So all these terms to describe that you get to be open up to a whole new world, so to speak. That's totally a whole new world, a whole new reality that you wish to experience with the specific person of yours. So not to look at, to check back with 3D is truly the key to help you re-tap into the brand new story, brand new reality here. Another thing I would like to talk about, I used quote unquote on giving up, because I think this is, in my personal experiences, Okay, I will give you a story that I quote unquote gave up on manifesting this specific person of mine years back. So I wanted to, and I fully chased him for so long. It was exhausting. It was totally exhausting, and I later on felt, oh, this poor guy. So because there was so much resistance toward me having my desire wish fulfilled state, so the other person would feel the chase and running dynamic, which is totally it's common. However, you know what I'm talking about. It's toxic, right? It was toxic for me. I believe it was toxic for him as well. So after some months, he came back. I gave up. I totally gave up. I was like, no, this is not the time for me to be with him, for me to be with anybody. I felt like emotionally I was just totally in the place that I wish nobody would ever be in. So I stopped chasing. I stopped manifesting. I just gave up. And I felt relieved. I was still sad, I was still upset, I was still exhausted from all the chasing. It was just, if you guys, and I know some of you guys actually were there. Okay, so he came back, he said what I wished him to say while I was chasing him. I did not want to be with him anymore because I looked at the old self-concept. I was like, yep, I know that version of me would totally want to be with you, but this version of me, I don't want to be with you. And I was really honest. I just said there is no possibility, and I wished him really well. That's what I do. I wish people well. It was so funny because I perceived this guy totally. I perceived him as being the most stubborn person I've ever met, and being so just not forgiving, right? And he, for some months, he was totally that person. He was not picking up my calls. He was not replying whatsoever, right? So he came back and he was telling me he was in fear and he wasn't sure if it would be working out. However, he still want to be with me. He still couldn't find anybody that is like me, just want to come back to me and just want to make this work. And he was saying, you know, we could live together and this and that. Okay, so to me that was just it was not much of a consideration, because I was in a better place emotionally. Everything else, I was in a better place. So I said no, and we just went our separate ways. And later on, I believe over a year later, he ran me again, and I just wasn't picking up. And after that, I just blocked him. He used 2 numbers to call me. I just blocked him. So the story I'm sharing here is to remind you that it doesn't matter how give up. You have been giving up and you have made a decision on giving up. It doesn't matter, because you are, every single day you are becoming, as long as you're becoming a better self-concept, a version of yourself, whatever you wish to experience are going to show up like the mushrooms growing overnight, especially after a rainy day, right? So it's going to come to you from left and right, and at that point it's only depending on you. Do you feel you would be happy to experience, to pick up what was left behind, or to pick up what was going on in between you guys. But pick it up meaning use your fresh view to give it another shot. And if this is you, by all means go for it. And that was not me. I just felt and later on I even thought that was just not love whatsoever. That was just pure obsession. I even felt like it's not fair for him, because I was trying to have him, have his the job he had was really a good job, and having all the things to fulfill what deep down somewhere the void, the hole that I couldn't fulfill myself. So yes, I decided not to be together and just moved on. And later on I feel the love, I become whole and complete. And that was just that was something, that was a very good experience. It was exhaustive experience. That was possibly the worst experience, quote unquote, because I just totally wore myself out with the emotional wrecky state. So once I become feeling I am love, I deserve the best, and I am whole and complete, I look back at that obsession. It was just obsession. There was nothing about wanting to be with him was out of love. So again, giving up, not giving up, it doesn't matter. Even you make the ultimatum, it doesn't matter. You still could pick it up from where you left behind, because the vibration is still there, right? The energy is still there. So you can always later on, if you want to manifest him or her back into your physical reality, you still can. Or if you just I highly recommend you to be focusing on your self-concept, self-image, self-worth, this and that, self-love, right? Self-love, be adoring yourself, be feeling whole and complete first and foremost. This is it. So meantime, give up, not giving up, it's all good. Whenever you feel we want to tap into living in the end, wish fulfilled state, do so. You want to just be over with all these techniques, focusing back on self-love, do so. It's all your freedom. I truly intend this video has offered clarity, has offered comfort, and for you to get a deeper look at if you want to give up, it's common. Don't feel bad about it. Don't condemn yourself for thinking thoughts like this. It's all okay. And the most important thing is to be putting yourself first and foremost. I don't want to use the word be putting yourself on pedestal, because I feel that there is a energy of being egotistical about it, because we're not better or worse than anyone else. However, yes, just be adoring, cherishing, taking good care of yourself first in all areas of your life, especially mental, emotionally. Also take care of your spiritual practices. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back.